Morning, Liam. Morning, Will. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
Nice seeing
Nice
you.
seeing you.
We'll try to get closer.
So it's cool to get to chat a little bit. I, I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm involved with local community theater, act and sing a little, and know a lot of kids who are Liam's age or coming up or a little older. And I thought it would be helpful for uh, everybody to get a chance to talk about with you two about what it's like to be dad and son and what some of your plans are and also to talk a little bit about the business. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Great. So how are you doing this summer with all the stuff that's going on?
Um, Mostly self tapes, so there's like no contact or we don't have to fly anywhere. So we're trying to stay safe.
Yeah, that's good. Liam, you've been a really good dancer forever. Uh, how did you get started and what now that you're a little older, what advice would you maybe have for guys who are going through what you did?
Well, I started dance when I was little, just because I was always dancing around the house. So my parents put me in the same dance class as my sister. So my sister's completely like dropped dancing, and so I was the only one in it.
Oh,
And I just stuck with it for a while.
yeah. All right.
So he's
So
been doing Zoom meetings, and then it keeps you, keeps you going. And some of the classes are more fun or more, more advanced. But it's good to keep them at least active doing something.
that's good. And by the way, I love the pictures that you send, Will.
Oh
They're
yeah,
yeah, they're really great on Facebook and Instagram.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna be cutting his hair soon, so we wanted to get some of the longer hair pictures.
Yes. So, what are your objectives? And now that you're growing older, and what are you looking to have happen to you, Liam, in the next few years or the next year?
Hopefully go to New York and perform more and then or get a movie or TV show. That's my goal.
I say that again. I didn't quite hear this time.
Hopefully in the next like couple years, I will be up in New York performing or getting a TV show or movie. That's my goal that I really want to achieve.
Ah, okay. How are you going about having that happen?
Um,
When you're in theater, everything is done really like for the last row. So you have to be really exaggerated and more. And so he's been taking some training so that he can keep that for when he does theater, but also doing some training for like, camera appearance and,
Yeah.
how to actually read a script for TV versus read it for.
Oh yeah. All right. Do you like the acting part better than the singing and the dancing at this point, or?
I like them like all equally, but I do like the singing a lot and like the dancing just a little bit more. But I like all of it, so
Yeah,
it doesn't really affect me.
it really is fun. I love it too. So that's super. So you're keeping in shape. You're doing dance classes. You're doing gym classes. That's awesome. What do you do for fun?
Well, that is what I do for fun.
Yeah, he does like it a lot.
Yeah. Well, and it likes you, and so does the camera.
Oh, good.
Dad, what's it like to be the agent and working with your son and
Well, he actually has a real agent in New York. So
oh
I kind of just as I mean, she allows me to kind of look for things for him as well. And but I always bring him back to her to see what her input is for it. Like we've been looking at he's been doing some local auditions or he's getting ready to do some local auditions here because everything's closed in New York or shows have been
Yeah.
postponed.
For sure.
Yeah, so I guess I would be more of a manager than a agent.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
Well-
it's fun. It's good. I mean, his goal is he always wants to be working, so he's not really one to sit around. Even when he's not working, he's still trying to figure out ways to make money, and you know, he has
Yeah,
goals.
I saw one point you're thinking about being a model too.
Yeah, he would like that.
That'd be fun. I like the camera.
Yeah, that would be fun. So how is your voice though? You're a lot lower speaking than last time I saw you.
Yeah. Well, I did hit like puberty and my voice did drop. So that's like the main thing. My voice did drop. So
It's a challenge because you have to do different vocal warm-ups and you really have to keep up on it so you can, when it's all over, you'll have a good voice. Whereas if you don't do them, you know, it's not going to work out as well as if you really keep up on it and
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
true. And it's going to continue to drop. But
yeah. So when he started in Billy, I think he was, no, I don't even think you were 5 foot. I think when he got hired for Billy, he was like 4'11", and by the time we ended Billy, he was like 5'4". I think he's now he's almost 5'7" now.
yeah,
He might be 5'6", but so he grew quite a bit since last August.
yeah.
I think I saw you about mid-run. So
Mhm. So that's probably when I was 5'4".
yeah,
He just kept getting taller and taller before you knew it.
every performance. Yeah,
Yeah, he was taller than the dance teacher, and which is a shame because he loved that role, and you know he would love to play it over and over again. But the height thing.
yeah. I was invited by Goodspeed to come on Tuesday night. I think I'll come look at the highlights that they're going to show. So
Oh, okay, good.
yeah, so that'll be fun.
Oh, good.
How about friends? And I hope you don't mind me asking personal questions, but
No.
Most of my friends do live out of state, so because like I do a lot of shows like out of state, so I do have some friends that live down here, but they're all mostly out of state. So
yeah, all right. Well, that's cool.
He likes to he likes to hang out with the older kids. One of his best friends she's actually in college, but they get along so great. So
Yeah, that's cool. You're going to be 13 or 14 on the first,
I'm turning 14.
turning 14. All right, that's a fun age. So good. So, college, yeah. You're headed that way, I assume, yeah?
oh yeah, he definitely wants to go to college.
Yeah. It's a little early. You don't have to talk about that yet, but yeah, there's some really good theater colleges up here in New York. And
He wanted to go to the high school, LaGuardia High School. We thought that would be great, but you know, you have to pretty much live there, which we don't. So
right.
that doesn't work. So he is going to his creative performing arts high school down here,
Ah,
unless he gets a job. He actually really likes the virtual, but you know, he needs to continue with the training, so that's an easy way to do it.
yeah,
So
that's.
then he'll be going to that school.
Are you looking over in Europe? My dance teacher friend, may have a way to introduce you over there if you're interested. That would be a long way away.
Well, I mean, he's open to it. He really wanted to do like a boarding school that, you know, acting and singing and dancing and.
Have you thought about the Interlochen Arts Academy?
I don't know what that is.
I will send you information. It's a boarding school for talented kids. Martha, my wife, and I met there actually back in the 70s and have kind of kept up with them. But yeah, it's a really good school, and that's what they do. They teach guys like Liam and goes through high school, music, the whole show, you know,
Oh, that's
and
good.
and theater.
Yeah, so he got a taste of, you know, freedom in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I will have to say, Goodspeed was a wonderful experience from start to finish. They not only did they treat him like a professional, they really took care of all the aspects of everything. You know, so we really appreciated that time, especially with everything that's going on now and how much chaos there is in the world for all different reasons. It was really nice that we had that moment up in that great town in Connecticut.
Oh yeah, we love Goodspeed and subscribe and go to everything. They're really struggling, sadly.
I know.
Well, everybody is, you know.
Yeah.
I have a
Thankfully,
friend who's a professional and had gigs scheduled in Europe all over to celebrate his dad's 100th birthday,
oh,
and they were all canceled, all of them. So I don't know what they're going to do, but
yeah.
he's,
I heard they are canceling the Rockettes even this year.
oh, did they? Wow.
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's actually official or not, but I mean, that's huge in itself, you know, with everything going on. So I guess we'll see
Yeah.
what happens at the end of it.
How did you find Goodspeed, or did your agent do that for you?
I believe it was Nancy, my agent. I believe that she found it.
She found the audition, and then he went up and competed or auditioned with a bunch of different boys, and it kept getting smaller and smaller. And he was down to, I think, 4 at first.
Yeah, and then it got bigger.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then finally got back down to 2 boys, I think, right? 2 boys.
It got down to 4 boys.
4 boys, and then they said, you know, they said at the end when we were leaving, they're like, we haven't made any decisions, but they, you know, they ask everybody if you're committed, if you're able to go to Connecticut, if you're able to, you know. And I think it was Donna that we met there, and she was really, really nice and friendly.
Donna Lynn.
Yeah, and she was just like, are you guys able to commit if we decided? And so we were really grateful that they did choose him.
And it's like 10 minutes after we got home from like the hotel.
Yeah, and actually the agent was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know you're be getting a contract. And so he was in the room. It was a really small room. And I didn't want to be like too excited because I didn't know if that actually meant that they were offering him a role or if that was just like they're going to be giving him. I for some reason it just didn't click, and I was trying to like not react because I didn't want him to get too excited if it wasn't going to happen. And I was like, oh. His agent was like, no, he pretty much got it. So then I was like, oh, so it's okay to tell him. And then of course he was able to react. But you know, I was trying to protect him in case it was just like, oh, they're considering him. I didn't really say too much if it was still a chance that he didn't get it, because nothing worse than, you know, having your hopes up and then.
Oh yeah.
So it was funny. She was like, no, she's like, tell him. So then she was jumping up and down, and he was very excited.
Yeah. There's no business like show business.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else should we talk about? What else would be important to know for a dad and from the kid's point of view, for people who are going to see this?
Like as far as starting in the industry, or?
Yeah.
I think the best advice that actually his agent gave him, because he was quite young when he first went with her. She said, you know, she pretty much looked him right in the eye and she said, you know, if you don't get a role, it's not necessarily something that you did wrong. It's maybe you're too tall or you're too short or you're too red hair. They already have a picture in their mind of what they're looking for. So you can't, I don't remember the exact words, but she was basically, do you want me to repeat what I said or no?
Yeah, it would be helpful.
Okay, so his agent, one of the best advice that she gave him is that if he didn't get a role, not to internalize it. You know, that it might be because you're too tall, you're too short, you have red hair, and they were looking for somebody with black hair. It's not always about your specific performance. And so you can't beat yourself up when you don't get something. You just got to keep moving on and moving on. And of course, if you don't get something, you have those moments, you know, of disappointment. But you just have to get right back up and keep doing it. And just every time you audition, it's like another lesson. So you just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, for sure. How do you feel about that, Liam? Are you handling it?
When I like go in for auditions and like if I know that I probably didn't get it because of like certain decisions, like their envisionment and that word in their head, I am upset, but then my dad like reminds me that there's like more auditions and it's fine because they'll come at the right time.
Our rule is you can feel sorry for, oh, can you hear us?
Yeah, yeah.
Our rule is you can feel sorry for yourself for 45 minutes after. And that's
Good
it.
rule.
Yep, then after that, it's over.
Yep. And good dad.
Yeah. Oh, I don't, hey, Ben. Okay, dogs are here now.
Yes. Maybe we could have a dog act.
What are you barking at? I think they hear you on the computer and think it's somebody in the house.
Number 2.
Okay.
That's my cell. And text me anytime. Happy Saturday. Happy Father's Day. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
And see you. Bye.
All right, we'll talk to you again. Give us a call. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.